Hello and welcome to the LinkedIn Collective Studio in Cannes. I'm Jia Hyun, and I'm joined here today by Matt Miller, Chief Creative Officer of BBDO, and Kellyn Smith Kenny, Chief Marketing Officer and Growth Officer at AT&T. And we're here to talk about the topic of creativity, which is what we're all here in Cannes to get excited about. So let's start by saying congratulations. You're the steward of a brand that is 150 plus years old, and AT&T was recently inducted into the AAF Advertising Hall of Fame. So congratulations on the honor, and would love to start by asking you, give us a glimpse into the brand's journey here, and what was that induction like for you and your team?
Oh, well, thank you so much. Yeah, it was quite an honor. So AAF has been around for 75 years. They've been having Hall of Fame inductions for all 75 of those years. And we were only the 13th brand to be inducted. Wow. The first in our category. So lucky 13, we joined brands like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Disney. So it was a tremendous honor. When the team and I got together and reflected back on what this accolade meant for AT&T, it really felt like an acknowledgement of the journey that the company and the brand has been on for those 150 years. Our founder, Alexander Graham Bell, set an incredibly high mark in terms of innovation and experimentation. The engineers inside of AT&T are responsible for over 12,000 patents. We have 4 Nobel Prize-winning engineers from the company. And so we felt like we were building this brand on the back of innovation, experimentation, and frankly, the foundation for communications all around the world. It's been such an honor to get to advertise that. So obviously we have our brand new campaign, Connecting Changes Everything, which Matt and the team at BBDO were a huge part of. But in addition to that, we get to follow on the heels of incredible campaigns like Reach Out and Touch Someone and You Will. And it can wait to help people prevent them from texting while driving. So it was just an incredible honor, and the whole team, all of our agency partners were there to celebrate. It was a pretty momentous occasion.
That's incredible. And Matt, as the creative partner to continue to evolve this legacy, as Kellyn was just talking about those jaw-dropping numbers and the legacy, I have to imagine that there's quite a bit of weight on your shoulders as the person who's responsible for building this partnership, but also evolving a brand that has a tremendous legacy. So tell me about the weight, the responsibility, and really the opportunity that you saw in this.
Well, first, I think it's interesting because I don't think people or we were really focused on the history that much. I don't think we cared about the history. It was more about the purpose that the brand has always stood for from the beginning to the end. And it came from dissecting the history to find that truth, right? So, and the truth was we've been connecting people to greater possibilities in their lives and in their communities and in the world since Alexander Graham Bell.
That's right.
Right? And so when we kind of unlocked that, it was a realization that that truth, that brand truth is universal and timeless. And as we honed in on that, the clarity there let us expand and become and execute in a variety of different ways. And really, I think keeping it fresh,
right?
You got to keep it fresh.
You got to keep it fresh. Yeah.
Otherwise, so the tighter you get on the brand purpose and meaning, often the wider you can go with their executions. The better you understand that, the broader you can execute it. And if you don't do that, it's a surefire way to become pretty irrelevant pretty quickly. Right.
So broad lens on the entire history, focusing on really what's been working for 150 years at the really core purpose of the brand. And when we first heard Connecting Changes Everything, LinkedIn's mission statement is connecting the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. And it resonated with us. It resonated with the platform. And when it came time for us to be a part of this journey in launching that broader brand platform, as well as Next Level Network, I mean, excited probably isn't the right word for it. We were ecstatic because we felt like we were sitting in the perfect intersection of this very historical moment for the brand, but also for us to really embrace the opportunity to do something that's so endemic to the platform. So I want to talk about Next Level Network. Let's talk a little bit about the latest iteration.
Yes, so for this latest iteration, we wanted to show that anyone can be successful with the right support in launching a small business. So we thought, who better than people who are famous at not being good at running a small business, which is the cast of The American Office, the show The Office. And so we got 6 cast members. They play themselves, and we worked with them to launch an actual product, which if you remember from the show, Dwight, his real life name is Rainn Wilson. And so the product we're launching is a sleep pillow called Sleep with Rainn.
Genius. Well, let's take a look at the campaign.
I regret suggesting this.
3! Hey, who turned the lights off?
It's over. We can't launch.
Is the internet out?
Don't worry, we have AT&T internet backup.
I sold a pillow.
Oh, I have the key here if anyone needs it.
Another sale.
Yes. Soon the whole world will be sleeping with Rainn.
I can't talk about Next Level Network without the colorful and really impactful casting.
Yeah.
So Matt, let's start with you, and then Kellyn, I want to hear from your perspective.
Well, it really started with the concept. What we wanted people to understand is that anyone can be successful in business with the right support. Mm-hmm. And so from that idea, we went, well, who is famous for not being successful? Because if they can do it, then anyone can do it. So we thought, and we did a little digging. It was a pretty easy answer. It was, well,
it was unanimous.
It was unanimous.
Okay.
The cast of The Office.
Yeah.
They worked at a pretty famously unsuccessful company for a long time and had some of their own quirks that with the help of AT&T, they could get through and be successful on their own. And so it started with that kind of insight and then that casting. And then we said, well, let's not just do it through ads. Let's actually create a product and show the world, not just say, but show that people can be successful with the right support, no matter what their background or their experience.
Yeah. I have a number of people that ask me, where can we buy the pillow?
I know.
Everybody wants to.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But I mean, for the brand, it's everyone's small business. It's everyone relates to it in the way that it really does prove that anyone can be somewhat productive and successful with the right connections. But from the brand's perspective, what was the decision to bring them on and bring them on as sort of the initial casting for that concept?
Well, I'll start by saying, and you mentioned it, Next Level Network is our platform for resonating with businesses. And all of that was predicated by tons and tons of research with enterprise clients, medium-sized businesses, small-sized businesses. And the first incarnation of our Next Level Network campaign went gangbusters. It resonated so highly with enterprise and then medium-sized businesses. But the small businesses didn't see themselves in that first round of creative. And so when we went back to Matt and team, we're like, all right, let's build something that really just gets to the heart of small businesses. And what we're seeing already in the results is that enterprise business decision makers love it, medium-sized business decision makers love it, and no shock here, but consumers love it. So it's somewhat rare that you find a concept that resonates across the board with every customer type. And we found that with this incarnation of the Next Level Network campaign. And LinkedIn was such a big part of how we launched it.
It's how it launched, right?
It is how it launched. And when we saw the concept pitched to us, I mean, all of us were like, this is the pixie dust. This is how we're going to make this real and how people are going to ask about the pillow.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. I mean, I think we came to this festival understanding that everyone's feeling a crisis of creativity. This is an industry that has been very tech focused, increasingly even more tech focused given what's happening with AI. And we lost sight of the fact that what really connects brands to consumers and enterprises and the like is creativity, that emotional resonance. And so just to close us, what advice do you have for B2B brands and brands in general in terms of how do we continue to evolve out of this crisis of creativity? And I think you've already proven with this campaign that great insights and great execution builds that solid emotional connection for the brand.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I think with B2B, often there's a certain amount of baggage that dictates beforehand what kind of outcome you have. Like, I always think that one of the biggest determiners of final success is initial expectation. And with B2B, there's often limiting expectation. But if you can step away from that and recognize that B2B is no different than B2C or any other type of work, because you're talking to people, and what you're trying to do is tap into the person in them. I like what you said. It's, give them what they want first often, because when you give them what you want first, that often is the precursor to them wanting, it being open to getting what they need from you later. That, I think, is the unlock for B2B often, that we just need to step away from that expectation, that baggage.
Yeah, I would just say be incredibly ambitious. The cost of being dull is high, right? We are battling for people's time and attention, so make sure that you're starting from a true, rich human insight. Marry that with exactly what Matt had said. Make sure that you know who you are as a company, what your value proposition is. Bring those two things to light, that human insight, what you bring, what your value proposition is, and marry that with ambition, and then unlock.
I love it. I love it.
Also, amazing partners.
Amazing partners. Connecting is everything.
That's right.
Connecting changes everything. And that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Kellyn and Matt, for taking the time to share your expertise and your insights today. And thank you to all of you for watching. We hope you feel as inspired as I do from this conversation, and we'll see you again soon.